Chapter 10, The Lab's End and the Road Home. The Sinnoh dawn was cold and grey as Cage and Yoru made their way toward the outskirts of Veilstone City. The keystone Ma had given them pulsed in Yoru's pocket, guiding them through the tangled woods, past old stone pillars and half-buried shrines. They moved quietly, Prinplup and Grotle at their sides, every muscle tense, the memory of their promise heavy in the silence. The Yokai Pokemon Lab was hidden in the ruins of an ancient temple, its stone doors marked with Oni's demon mask symbol. Two grunts in black stood guard, but Yoru's plan was simple: move fast, trust each other, and never look back. They waited for the moment when the guards' heads turned, then slipped through the side entrance Ma had described. Inside, the air was thick with incense and the low, mournful cries of Pokemon. The corridors were lined with Cage's Pokemon with haunted eyes, twisted by the yokai masks that clung to their faces like parasites. Cage's heart twisted at the sight of a Shinx with flickering shadows for fur, and a Chimchar whose flames burned a ghostly blue. Yoru squeezed his shoulder. "We have to free them. All of them." Cage nodded, his jaw set. "Let's find the control room. If we break the source, maybe the masks will lose their power." They crept deeper into the lab, ducking past busy scientists and distracted grunts. The keystone led them to a heavy steel door, inscribed with ancient runes. Yoru pressed the keystone to the lock, and with a hiss, the door slid open. The control room was a chaos of monitors and machinery. In the center, a massive glass tank glowed with eerie blue light. Inside, a mask floated twisting, pulsing, radiating dark energy. All around the room, computers displayed readings in frantic red. The corrupted Lucario stood guard, its eyes dull and lost. Cage's breath caught. "We have to destroy the mask." Before they could move, alarms blared. The door slammed shut behind them. A face appeared on the largest monitor, a woman with sharp eyes and a streak of white in her hair, Oni's second in command. "Well done, heroes," she sneered. "You've walked right into our hands. Lucario, attack." The yokai Lucario lunged, faster and fiercer than before. Yoru stepped in front of Cage. "Grotle, protect." Grotle slammed down a wall of shimmering light, blocking Lucario's first strike. Prinplup darted in, unleashing a torrent of bubble beam. The corrupted Lucario staggered, its mask flickering. Cage saw his chance. He leapt for the console, searching for anything that looked like a release switch. "Dad." "The tank." Yoru nodded, understanding instantly. "Grotle, earthquake." The floor trembled as Grotle stomped, cracks spidering across the tiles. The tank shuddered, alarms shrieking. The Lucario swayed, its mask sparking with dark energy. "Prinplup, Metal Claw now!" Cage shouted. Prinplup sprang up, striking the tank with glowing silver talons. The glass shattered, and the mask inside exploded in a burst of blue-black light. The wave of energy knocked everyone to the ground. For a moment, Cage saw nothing, just shadows and echoes. Then the light faded, and the corrupted Lucario collapsed, the mask crumbling to dust. Its fur faded to blue, the spectral energy gone. The Pokemon blinked, confused but free. All around the lab, the yokai masks crumbled from the other Pokemon's faces. Their cries changed from pain to hope, from fear to relief. The woman on the monitor cursed, smashing her fist on the desk. "You haven't won. Ma will." But the screen flickered and went dark. Yoru helped Cage to his feet, grinning through the dust. "You did it? You really did it?" Cage hugged Prinplup, both of them laughing and crying at once. The freed Pokemon pressed close, grateful and safe for the first time in ages. They led the Pokemon out of the lab, through the broken doors and into the morning light. As they emerged, Cynthia and a squad of League trainers arrived, drawn by the alarms and the chaos. The champion rushed to meet them, her eyes shining with pride. "You saved them all. You broke Oni's hold. Yoru nodded, exhausted but triumphant. We had help from unlikely places. Cynthia touched Cage's shoulder. You're a hero, both of you. Sinnoh owes you more than you know. Cage searched the crowd for a glimpse of Ma, but the masked man was gone, vanished like a shadow at sunrise. They spent the next day helping the League round up the last of Oni's grunts, tending to the wounded Pokémon, and telling their story. Everywhere they went, people thanked them, hugged them, pressed gifts into their hands. But Cage didn't feel like a hero. He just felt grateful to his Pokémon, to his father, even, in a strange way, to Ma. When the time came to leave, Cynthia met them at the edge of town. Sinnoh will always have a place for you, she said. But I think there's someone back in Hokkaido who needs you, too. Cage nodded, suddenly homesick. He looked at Prinplup, Grotle, and his father. I'm ready. The trip home felt different. The world was a little brighter, the air a little sweeter. As the ferry crossed the sea back to Hokkaido, Cage stood on the deck, watching the waves. Yoru joined him, resting a hand on his shoulder. You did something amazing, Yoru said softly. You grew up, Cage. Cage smiled, tears pricking his eyes. We both did. When they arrived in Sapporo, the snow was falling again, soft and silent, just like the day they left. Their little house was just as they'd left it, but they were not the same. They were stronger. They were family. That night, as Cage drew the final page in his sketchbook, a picture of Prinplup and Grotle under the Sinnoh stars, he whispered a promise to himself. This was only the beginning. Somewhere, far away, a man in a red mask watched the snow fall, hope and regret warring in his heart. The world was safe, for now. But the story was far from over. Book 1, End.